Baseball isn't just a sport, it's a story. It's a story told through 9 innings, the roar of the crowd, and the crack of a bat on a summer afternoon. But it's also told through the teams themselves, their names, their colors, and the traditions they carry. Each team connects players and fans to its city in their own unique way, drawing on local history and honoring the generations who came before. So, how did each MLB team come by its iconic look and memorable nickname? Let the Yak Fam step up to the plate and take you around the league as we dig into the story of all 30 teams of the MLB. When the Diamondbacks stepped onto the scene in 1998, they turned heads. Their original turquoise, copper, and purple uniforms were as bold as the Arizona desert sunsets. These colors didn't just look good, they represented the state's rich natural resources and unique landscape. But as the years went on, the team's identity evolved. By 2007, they made a major switch, opting for red and beige. Why? Well, they wanted to reflect the striking sandstone formations of Sedona and the warm, earthy tones of the Sonoran Desert. And what about that nickname? Believe it or not, Scorpions was almost the name. The logo looked pretty sharp, no pun intended, but team owner Jerry Colangelo had a gut feeling that a snake, particularly Arizona's native diamondback rattlesnake, was a better fit. In hindsight, it's hard to imagine them being called anything else. The Braves' current navy and red uniforms have been their trademark since 1987, but their history goes back much further. Originally based in Boston and later Milwaukee, the team's colors and name reflects their deep ties to these cities. The red tomahawk on their uniforms is more than just a logo. It's a callback to their earlier days and a point of pride for fans. As for the name Braves, it dates to 1912, when then-owner James Gaffney chose it as a nod to a political group he was affiliated with. The team briefly experimented with the name Bees in the 1930s, but let's be honest, doesn't Braves just sound better? It's no surprise they switched back and have stayed that way ever since. When the St. Louis Browns moved to Baltimore in 1954, they didn't just bring their baseball gear, they brought the chance to start fresh. They embraced the orange and black colors of Maryland's state birds, the Oriole, and adopted the bird's name as well. If you're from Maryland, you know how important the Oriole is. It's a symbol of the region's natural beauty. The team's bright orange uniforms aren't just eye-catching, they're a source of local pride. It's like they're saying, "This is Baltimore, and we're not just any bird, we're Orioles." For the first 7 years, Boston's American League team didn't have a nickname. They were just the Boston Americans. But that changed in 1908. When the Boston Nationals decided to drop their red stockings for blue ones, the American League team's owner, John Taylor, saw an opportunity. He scooped up the red stockings and named his team the Red Sox. By 1946, the team fully embraced their now famous colors: red, navy blue, and white. These colors not only set them apart on the field, but also reflected the patriotic spirit of the city where the American Revolution was born. Today, those colors and that name are inseparable from Boston baseball. The Cubs' navy blue and red look is a staple of Wrigley Field, but it wasn't always that way. In fact, the team didn't officially become the Cubs until 1907. Before that, they were often referred to as Chicago's National League Ball Club, or simply the Colts. Then in 1902, a local news writer referred to the young players on the roster as Cubs, and the nickname just stuck. By 1907, the team had officially embraced the name. Their classic color scheme came together more slowly, with navy blue introduced early on and red added in the 1940s. Together, these colors became part of the Cubs' enduring legacy. The Cleveland baseball team's story is one of evolution. Their classic red, white, and blue colors date back decades, representing both tradition and the city's resilience. But for more than a century, they were known as the Indians, a name that eventually came under scrutiny. In 2021, the team announced a new chapter in their history. They would become the Guardians, named after the iconic Guardians of Traffic statues that stand on Cleveland's Hope Memorial Bridge. These statues symbolize strength and protection, qualities that resonate with the city's spirit. The Tigers' navy and orange uniforms are as much part of Detroit as Motown or the auto industry. Navy blue has been their cornerstone since the 1910s, and orange was later added to give the uniforms a striking contrast. Their nickname goes back even further. While the exact origin is unclear, the team was already being called the Tigers as early as 1895, before officially adopting the name in 1901. Some say it was inspired by a local military unit, while others believe it reflected the team's fierce spirit. Whatever the case, the nickname and the colors have stood the test of time. Before we get into Houston, if you like this video, like and subscribe. We appreciate it. If you've ever looked at the Astros' current uniforms, navy orange and white, you might notice a nod to their space-age heritage. Originally named the Colt 45s, the team rebranded in 1965 when they moved into the Astrodome, the world's first indoor stadium. The new name, Astros, reflected Houston's role in space exploration. By 2013, the team refreshed its look, blending a modern aesthetic with colors that recalled their early days. This combination of tradition and forward-thinking perfectly captures Houston's bold, pioneering spirit. Kansas City's royal blue isn't just a pretty color, it's a statement. When the team was founded in 1969, the owners wanted a look that exuded elegance and class. The name Royals was chosen after a fan contest, with the winning entry paying tribute to the city's annual American Royal Livestock Show. Over the years, the Royals added gold accents, enhancing their regal image. Their blue and gold uniforms remain among the most recognizable in baseball, a perfect match for a team that carries itself with championship pride. The Angels' red and navy uniforms might seem straightforward, but they carry layers of meaning. Owner Gene Autry chose red as the primary color to reflect Southern California's vibrant energy and sunny skies. The navy and white accents complement this theme, creating a look that's bright and approachable. The name Angels was a nod to a previous Los Angeles Angels team that played in the Pacific Coast League. By adopting this historical name, the MLB franchise connected itself to the city's rich baseball tradition. When you hear Dodger Blue, you know exactly who we're talking about. The Dodgers' signature light blue paired with white originated in Brooklyn, where the team was known as the Trolley Dodgers. The nickname reflected how fans had to weave through streetcars to reach the ballpark. When the team moved to LA in 1958, they brought their blue and white color scheme along. Over time, Dodger Blue became a symbol of Southern California baseball. Today, it's one of the most iconic looks in all of sports. Miami's culture shines through in the Marlins' bold new color scheme. In 2019, the team swapped out their old orange and black look for Miami blue, caliente red, and slate gray. These vibrant colors reflect the city's unique energy, its tropical vibes, and its ties to the ocean. The Marlins name itself was chosen by original owner Wayne Huizenga, a passionate fisherman. It's a fitting tribute to Florida's marine life and a name that resonates with fans who love the state's coastal charm. When the Brewers moved to Milwaukee in 1970, they brought more than a baseball team. They brought a connection to the city's brewing heritage. Their name, Brewers, honors Milwaukee's reputation as America's beer capital. Their navy and yellow uniforms have evolved over time, but the theme remains consistent. The bright colors are a nod to the city's history, and their classic ball and glove logo is among the most beloved in baseball. The Twins' red, white, and blue colors are a reminder of their patriotic roots. These hues carried over from their time as the Washington Senators before the franchise moved to Minnesota. Its nickname, Twins, was chosen to represent both Minneapolis and St. Paul, the neighboring Twin Cities. Owner Calvin Griffith wanted the name to reflect unity, even though the two cities had long been rivals. The nickname and the colors have come to represent Minnesota baseball at its finest. When the Mets were founded in 1962, they were a much-needed source of hope for New York's National League fans. After the departure of the Dodgers and Giants, the city was left without an NL team, and the Mets stepped in to fill the void. Their blue and orange colors were chosen as a tribute to those two teams, Dodger Blue and Giants Orange. The team's name, a shortened version of Metropolitans, reflected their goal of uniting baseball fans across the entire New York metropolitan area. With a name and colors that honored the past while looking toward the future, the Mets created a fresh identity that resonated with the city yearning for a National League presence once again. Few teams have a more iconic look than the Yankees. Their pinstriped uniforms, navy caps, and interlocking NY logo are instantly recognizable around the entire world. But the Yankees weren't always known by that name. They started out as the Highlanders before officially becoming the Yankees in 1913. Fans preferred the simpler, patriotic name, and it quickly stuck. The team's colors shifted over time. Early uniforms included light blue, but in 1912, they settled on the navy blue that we all associate with the Yankees today. The deep blue connected them to the city's professional and civic institutions, including the New York Police Department. Over the years, the Yankees have built a dynasty, and their classic look has become a symbol of baseball excellence. The Athletics' vibrant green and gold colors stand out in any lineup. This eye-catching combo was introduced in Kansas City and fully embraced when the team moved to Oakland in 1968. At the time, these colors were unusual in baseball, giving the team a distinctive and modern appearance. The team's nickname, Athletics, can be traced all the way back to the 1860s when the Athletic Club of Philadelphia fielded an amateur baseball team. That amateur club eventually went pro, and the name stuck through multiple relocations. Today, the A's are a mainstay of Oakland, their bold colors and classic nickname still as fresh as ever. However, I wonder if things will change when they move to Las Vegas. The Phillies wear their city's history on their sleeves. The red, white, and blue color scheme pays homage to Philadelphia's role in the birth of the United States. By the early 20th century, red had become their signature color, a bold, patriotic statement that tied them to the nation's founding city. The name Phillies evolved organically. The team was originally known as the Philadelphia Quakers, but fans and sports writers began referring to them informally as the Phillies. By 1890, the name had become official, and it's remained ever since. Combined with their distinctive colors, the Phillies' nickname is one of the longest-standing traditions in Major League Baseball. In Pittsburgh, black and gold are more than just team colors. They're a citywide identity. The Pirates adopted these colors in 1948, aligning themselves with the Steelers and Penguins to represent Pittsburgh's steel and coal heritage. The nickname Pirates dates back to the late 19th century. After the team controversially signed a player from the Philadelphia Athletics, a league official accused them of piratical behavior. The name was initially used as an insult, but the team embraced it, making Pirates their official nickname in 1891. Today, it's a proud and iconic part of Pittsburgh's sports culture. San Diego's brown and gold uniforms are some of the most distinctive in the league. Inspired by the region's earthy tones, these colors reflect the local landscape and the city's laid-back, sunny vibe. The Padres reintroduced brown as their primary color in recent years, reclaiming a look that fans love. Their nickname, Padres, honors the city's Spanish colonial history. Padre means father in Spanish and refers to the Franciscan friars who established missions in the area. By choosing this name, the team connects itself to San Diego's rich cultural heritage. The Giants' orange and black uniforms are as iconic as the Golden Gate Bridge. This color scheme dates back to 1947, when the team was still in New York. They kept these bold colors when they moved to San Francisco in 1958, making them a visual link between the team's East Coast roots and its West Coast present. The nickname Giants has a legendary origin. In one version of the story, the team's first manager, Jim Mutry, called his players "My Giants" after a comeback win. The name stuck, and by 1885, it was official. Today, the Giants are one of baseball's most storied franchises, and their colors and name continue to symbolize greatness. Seattle's maritime heritage is at the heart of the Mariners' identity. Their navy and teal colors represent the Pacific Northwest's natural beauty, with the deep blue representing the ocean and the green representing the region's lush forests. The nickname Mariners was chosen by fans, and it's a perfect fit for a city so closely tied to the sea. Since their founding in 1977, the Mariners have worn their nautical pride on their sleeves, creating a look and identity that resonates with their community. The Cardinals' bright red and white uniforms are a classic look in Major League Baseball. These colors have been a part of the team's identity since the early 20th century. The name Cardinals itself has a charming origin. In 1899, a local columnist overheard a fan admiring the team's red uniforms and describing them as a lovely shade of cardinal red. Inspired by the comment, the writer started using the term Cardinals in his coverage, and by 1900, it became the official name. Over time, the team added navy blue and yellow accents, but the core red and white have always defined the Cardinals' timeless style. The Rays' current color scheme, navy blue, Columbia blue, and gold, captures Florida's sunny skies and sparkling waters. Originally known as the Devil Rays, the team eventually dropped Devil from their name, shifting the focus from the sea creature to the radiant sunshine of Tampa Bay. This change gave the team a brighter, more positive identity, and their fresh color palette reflects the warmth and vibrancy of the region. The Rangers' red, white, and blue uniforms are a proud nod to Texas and the U.S. When the team relocated from Washington, D.C. to Texas in 1972, they adopted colors that celebrated both their new home and their patriotic spirit. The name Rangers honors a legendary Texas law enforcement agency founded by Stephen F. Austin in the early 19th century. With a name rooted in state history and colors that reflect American pride, the Rangers have a look and identity that's all about Texas. As Canada's only Major League Baseball team, the Blue Jays proudly wear their national identity. Blue was a natural choice, inspired by the bird they're named after, while red was later added to tie them to the Canadian flag. The team's name was chosen through a fan contest, and Blue Jays emerged as the winner. Since their debut in 1977, the Blue Jays' colors and nickname have become a symbol of Canadian pride and a connection point for baseball fans across the country. When the Nationals moved to Washington, D.C. in 2005, they adjusted their existing red, white, and blue color scheme to give it a more patriotic flair. The name Nationals wasn't new. It dates back to a 19th century Washington baseball team. By reviving this historic name, the Nationals connected their franchise to the city's baseball heritage while embracing their role as the capital's team. Each Major League Baseball team has its own unique story, told through its colors and nicknames. From the rugged tones of the Diamondbacks to the regal hues of the Royals, every team's look reflects its history, community, and character. These identities are more than just branding. They're a shared connection that links generations of fans. So the next time you watch a game or see a team's colors, think about the story behind them. Because in baseball, every shade and every nickname carries a legacy that's as rich as the game itself. Thanks for watching Baseball Yak and allowing us to be a part of your day. We appreciate you.